Matt, you're on with McGill. Go ahead.
Two-part question. Ron, what's the animal you least like to be trapped in a small room with? And Dan, is that animal for you, Stu Goss?
You know what? I don't know a dislike. There's a difference between dislike and fear. If you say dislike, the animal I want to be trapped in a room with is a bunch of roaches. I hate roaches. Roaches give me the creeps.
That's not what he's asking you, though. He's asking you most dangerous animal is what he's asking.
All right, the most dangerous animal? God, that you get to a level where it's how dead can you get? I mean, that's basically the premise here. You talk about a tiger, a lion, a rampaging elephant, a hippo. I mean, the question is, to me, it's which one's going to kill you the fastest.
Well, but
you're going to die.
Don't hyena.
You want to die the fastest, right?
Don't
I want to die the
hyena
fastest.
eat
I don't want to feel the pain.
Don't hyena eat you while you're living without killing you?
No, those are wild dogs, African wild dogs. Hyenas can do it too. They are bad, but the wild dogs are the worst, and they make that horrible sound. So so do hyenas for that matter. It's like all hell is breaking loose, and they kind of rip your intestines out while you're still alive and you're breathing and you're screaming and stuff. So that's awful. Yeah, I would rather go with something that's really fast. So I would go like with a king cobra. It's a bite, boom. You go into cardiac and respiratory rest, and you're dead. I don't want to be ripped apart and eaten, torn apart. That's kind of gross.
How fast does that happen with a king cobra?
If it gives you a full bite, it would probably be within 20 minutes. I mean, you'd go down faster than that, but you'd be dead in 20 minutes with a full bite.
It's a bad 20 minutes.
But there's nothing faster. I mean,
it's a bad 20 minutes.
Well, sure. If you got a lion and a lion immediately got you right behind the neck and snapped your neck, but you gotta try to hope for that to happen. It might grab you in your leg and scratch your intestines out. It may do all kinds of things before you finally die. Now, if it goes right for the back of the neck, boom, that's fast. It's over. I would go for that. But you can't predict how that animal is going to get you. You know what I mean? The snake bite, it's a snake bite.
Is there anything that could bite me, Ron, and I die instantly? That's it.
Pretty much anything. A gecko would bite you and you die instantly because you have a heart attack because you're such a wimp.
That's right.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Will, you're on with Ron McGill. Go ahead. I mean, he called he went to the hospital when a lizard fell on him on a ladder, and then he fell off the ladder, and he also called 911 on a frog.
I did.
We're not making that up. That's a thing that happened.
Wait, it was a bullfrog, and I fell off the ladder trying to get the lizard.
Regardless, a lizard is required a hospitalization, and you called the police
and a 911 call
on a bullfrog.
Yep.
That's frightening.
It was big.
Ron, I'm fascinated with the invasive species in the Everglades, and it seems as though the python is the top of the food chain, and it's this weird hybrid python that could live in wetlands, but also it has this Indian python in it that allows it to go to drier areas. And I read an article that said it might start moving out because of the overpopulation there into even drier areas, perhaps populated areas. What are we doing in terms of death task forces to kill all of these things?
Well, the Everglades National Park has actually relaxed a lot of its sanctions on hunting within the park. They now have exceptions for certain hunters who go into the park to get these pythons whenever possible. They have these constant python hunts. I will tell you that they're never going to totally remove these animals. These hunts are basically a way to raise awareness about the pythons and also to try to manage the populations. They've got these Judas pythons where they take a female and they put a transmitter in her and they go out and they let her go out. So they follow her because what the females do when they get ready to breed, they release pheromones. And every male python in the neighborhood is going to come find her. So they wait for all the pythons to come and find her, and then they grab those male pythons and they kill them. Okay, so they use her as bait by using that transmitter. So there's all kinds of programs going on to try to eliminate or control these pythons. What you're hearing about is these Indian pythons now crossbreeding with the African rock pythons, and they're coming up with this super subspecies of python that's supposedly, a lot of that is hype. There's certainly some credibility to it, but most of it is hype, the kind of thing that LeBatard will do to scare people.
Chris, you're on with Ron McGill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, hey, Ron, I pulled up to an oil well the other day, and a 6-foot bull snake was wrapped around a hawk, just choking the life out of it. Does that happen very often?
No, that doesn't happen very often at all. That hawk must have been really off of its game because it's very rare that you'll see snakes take over a bird of prey unless that hawk came down to try to get the snake, and all of a sudden the snake got a hold of the hawk, and the hawk lost the battle.
Feel terrible for Andre Dawson.
Mike, you're on with Ron McGill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead, Mike. Why can't you feel good for Jake Plummer?
Why have I never seen a baby squirrel?
Why has he never seen a baby squirrel?
because they have their babies up in nests in trees. They basically make this kind of a big leaf nest and have their babies in trees. And once the babies are big enough to get out, they look like miniature squirrels. What the hell? What happened? Did I do something wrong?
He's still laughing at my Jake Plummer jokes. Gene, you're on. You're on. I was going to go
like
Kenny
laughter,
Stabler. I thought it was too old. Gene, you're on with Ron Magill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead.
Magill, let's get one thing straight. A couple of months ago, you told the fine listeners of this program that 40 Harley races couldn't beat a rhinoceros. It only takes one Harley race to beat any flea-bitten rhinoceros or put a giraffe in a headlock. That is a fact.
That's a truth statement. That is truth, sir.
Well, you guys are just drinking the Kool-Aid, aren't you? You're drinking the Kool-Aid, guys. You're drinking the Kool-Aid. All right? Not going to happen.
Apologize to Harley Race. Apologize to him.
Yeah, I'm apologizing to him for not putting him in a situation where he'd have to prove that point because he'd be dead.
David, you're on with a blaspheming Ron Magill. Doesn't understand how great Harley Race was. David, you're on with Magill. Go ahead.
Ron, I heard that, or I read that sloths are excellent swimmers. I was wondering what other animals in the kingdom might surprise the listeners. They're great swimmers.
Thank you for speeding it up, sir.
Oh, he's talking about sloths. Yeah, sloths are incredible swimmers. That's true. Snakes are incredible swimmers. They really are. Most animals can swim fairly well, but snakes, sloths, these are people, animals that people would not normally think are great swimmers.
Gil, you're on with Magill. Go ahead, Gil.
Hey, Ron Magill, big-time fan of yours. I'm just wondering, in animal sports, what would be the best running back? An orangutan or, oh, my God, I forgot the other one, an orangutan or a chimpanzee?
Oh, definitely going to be a chimpanzee. Orangutan's very slow. It's got long arms. It'd be good to be like a defensive end or something like that because you could grab me with the long arms, but they can't run very fast at all. Chimps are much closer to human beings, so they'd be much faster, much more coordinated, much faster animal.
Ron, in the Miami Herald last week, Greg Cody reported that Dan LeBatard, formerly of the Miami Herald, got engaged, and he name-dropped you specifically as someone who knew all about this and helped arrange the
you're on with Ron Magill of Zoo Miami. Paul,
look, let me tell you something.
Ron, my question was, I've heard that there's 3 mammals in the animal kingdom that don't have nipples. Would you happen to know what they are?
That's a great question, Paul.
That is a great question. I thank you, Paul, for changing the conversation. The 3 mammals who don't have nipples are who, Ron?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking it's probably going to be a platypus and echidna. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that one up myself.
A horse.
But anyway, I did not give away that thing about that proposal. I just want to make that very clear on the air because I was when I saw that, Cody screwed up big time, man.
Dan,
Cody
you're on with Ron Magill of Zoo Miami. Go ahead, Dan.
Trust there. That was a huge trust that was broken.
Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, Ron, question for you. Lightning bugs, what exactly in them lights up, and what's the purpose?
It's a chemical reaction. I don't know. Well, the purpose is to attract females. Listen, at the end of the day, anything that lights up or gets very showy, it's always to attract females. And that's basically what they do. It's a social communication between the individuals, either for breeding or courtship or just for congregating together. But that's what it's basically for. And it's some kind of chemical reaction. I don't know exactly how it goes.
Kind of like an engagement ring, right?
No, and let me tell you something. Guys, I really feel bad about that. But he trusted me there, and I thought that he thought I broke that trust. When I saw it in the paper, I go, oh, my God. I called my wife. I said, did you say anything about that thing about Dan? I was so panicked about this whole thing because Dan's a private kind of guy. So when this got out, I was like, oh, he's gonna think I broke the trust. It was a sacred trust. I took it very seriously. So that panicked me, man. I couldn't believe it. Cody's a jerk. I couldn't believe he did that.
That's why we've suspended him, and that's why he'll probably be fired soon. Let's go ahead and update the video. We're going to go ahead and do play-by-play on a video.
Okay, we got a little katydid here. Something's going to eat this for sure. I'm positive that's what it is. A little katydid like a grasshopper's on a stick. Well, this is kind of boring. Oh, what is it? It's a galago? No, it's a tarsier. Tarsier just grabbed that thing and that just jumped off. That's it. That's the whole video? It's just repeating now.
That's an amazing little monkey thing that just ate an insect. What the hell was that?
I'm going to give you some interesting facts. I know the suits at ESPN are going to be a little nervous when I say this, but other than human beings, the tarsier is the only other primate that actually does not have a bone in its penis. That's a very interesting fact. You could win a Jeopardy question on that one. Oh, God, I'm in trouble. Okay, I guess I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye-bye.